CCTTFA is proud to welcome you to this short video in which we showcase few of exciting achievements during 2016-2017.
Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency was set up by the 5 member countries, which are Tanzania, DRC, Burundi, Rwanda and Uganda. And the activities of the Secretariat started in 2010 with a clear mandate, which was to facilitate transit transport and trade among these countries that use the port of Dar es Salaam. A clear mandate of Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency was to facilitate the transit transport mainly for these landlocked countries that others call land-linked countries that use the port of Dar es Salaam. These are DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda. And the mission that was assigned to the Secretariat was to actually facilitate transit transport and trade facilitation. That was the initial mandate. But later on, in 2015, heads of state of these member countries resolved to expand the scope and the mandate of the Secretariat. This was to do about what is called economic development, corridor economic development. Now, this was really a transformation of a corridor from simply transit transport to a broader economic transport corridor. Now, new assignments were added to the mandate of the Secretariat, like Valley Corridor, like energy development, because at the end of the day, experts would agree with us, it is only through this economic transformation that was to make sustainable the move to reduce the transport cost along the corridor. Most of our backhauls are empty because of the trade imbalance, and it was through this heads of state directive that we are sure that we will achieve this goal. Through the current business plan, I mean the 2016-2017 business plan, it is really a reflection of the heads of state directives. When you read that document, it is research driven, it is business focused, and we put a lot of emphasis on teamwork. In whatever we undertook to do this year, we consulted the business people, the member countries, and we are happy to report really on a number of results. Number one, I can talk about the resources that we needed to implement the corridor agenda. From the resources that we have in-house, we managed to mobilize 4 times the amount of resources we have. To date, we have already mobilized $8 million from development partners that work with us, and these are Trademark East Africa, World Bank, NEPAD, African Development Bank. Now, on the program and the project side, we are happy to report that to date we have facilitated the discussions around the bilateral air services agreement between DRC and Burundi. The VASA is signed. Between DRC and Tanzania, negotiations are ongoing. And we also received the request from Rwanda and Uganda for the same purpose to enter into a bilateral air services agreement with the DRC. We have also managed to solve an issue that Tanzanians and the Ugandans were facing when they were entering the DRC about the disparities around the visa fee. Now, we undertook to discuss this issue with the DRC officials, and this is now sorted out. The visa fee is now harmonized. We also facilitated the discussions between Rwanda business community with shipping lines here in Dar es Salaam around these container deposit fees, and we think that progresses are on the way. Just recently, we undertook facilitating negotiations between Tanzania Railway Services and business people from Burundi and Rwanda around the organization and the operationalization of the block train. To date, we are happy to report that through these negotiations, a deal which was made actually gave us some savings of around 40% on the cost of transport from a train that leaves Dar es Salaam to Burundi through Kigoma port. And we hope that very soon the negotiations with the Rwanda business community will also be concluded. Those are really, in a summary, the kind of result we have been able to achieve, and we are happy to really commend the member countries and the business community who helped us achieve those results.
One of the main missions of TTFA is to promote the Dar es Salaam port.
I'm very happy to announce you that Dar es Salaam port is improving a lot. When you consider the situation of Dar es Salaam port for the 10 past years or 10 years back, you can see now we can note many improvements. There have been removing of a lot of bottlenecks, and now the dwell time has been reduced. Instead of, for example, 10 days of dwell time, now we are considering only 4 to 5 days. Not only at Dar es Salaam port, but along Central Corridor roads. If you leave Dar es Salaam port, going to Rusumo, to Kabanga Kobero, to Kigoma, you will find that now the road is very smooth. All the roadblocks has been removed, and we just remain with 3 stops along the road. I think this situation is really improving economy in this region, and this is the opportunity to thank and congratulate all the government of 5 countries, because they are joining their efforts to make things going in the right way. In that regard, all those 5 countries are doing their effort every day to improve the conditions of transport in Dar es Salaam port and along the corridor. You should be aware that maybe 5 years or 10 years back, from Dar es Salaam up to reach the borders, you could spend more than 3 days, 4 days, even 5 days. But nowadays, you just spend 1 day enough to reach the borders. Kabanga Kobero, the border between the United Republic of Tanzania and Burundi. Rusumo, that is the border between United Republic of Tanzania and Rwanda. Mutukula, which is the border between United Republic of Tanzania and Uganda, as well as Kigoma, because we have to mention that Kigoma is also a border. To go from Dar es Salaam to those points indicated, now it's very smooth.
Within a framework of capacity building to corridor stakeholders, STACON, TTFA, started sponsoring students to study maritime courses at Dar es Salaam Maritime Institute. Already 8 students from DRC, Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi have started their course.
We undertook supporting capacity building in the maritime sector because currently there is this railway development. First of all, you know that there is this existing meter gauge which is now operational, and recently the standard gauge railway which was launched. And when you look at the modal shift in terms of transport, we expect some shift from the road transport to the railway transport. And when you look at the railway structure along Central Corridor, there is this leaving Dar es Salaam to Kigoma and Dar es Salaam to Mwanza. These 2 branches lead to these 2 ports of Kigoma and Mwanza. We expect, therefore, that there will be some additional cargo along the railway and along our inland waterways transport. I may also add Lake Kivu, which is coming on board as well. Now, when we look at the capacity that especially these landlocked countries have, we thought that there was a need to support them in the maritime sector. And we were lucky because here in Dar es Salaam, we have this Dar es Salaam Maritime Training Institute. And to date, we have brought students from Burundi, from DRC, from Rwanda, and Tanzania as well, and we expect soon others from Uganda. So this is really a big asset for Central Corridor member countries to have this training center here in Dar es Salaam. And we expect, because this training program will run for 3 years, we now expect that in 2.5 years to come, we will have officers of navigation or watch who can now run our vessels along our lakes. So this is really the main reason why we undertook this program, and we are in discussions with different partners to see how we can expand and increase the numbers within this intervention.
In order to disseminate, sensitize, share success stories, promote the Dar es Salaam port and other Central Corridor infrastructure, TTFA, through its media partnership program, trained 15 journalists from Central Corridor member states, giving them skills on how to communicate on the Central Corridor, especially the Dar es Salaam port.
That's why we agreed to have a partnership with media houses, all 5 member countries. We gave them awareness about what is Central Corridor and what are the improvements in the Dar es Salaam port. Now, what we are expecting from them is to communicate also in their countries. Talk to their population. Talk to all stakeholders from member states that now Dar es Salaam port is really improving. What we need to remove the bad image that had Dar es Salaam port and to show the actual image of Dar es Salaam port. Dar es Salaam port has improved a lot. We have even a new management in Dar es Salaam port, and the people have to consider that. The business community from all 5 member states should really consider that Dar es Salaam is really improved and continue to improve. We call upon all of business community from Burundi, from Rwanda, from Democratic Republic of Congo, from Uganda to trust again to Dar es Salaam port.
In furthering its approach of working with development partners, TTFA is proud to be in partnership with Trademark East Africa, NEPAD, World Bank, GIZ, and others.
During this year, we undertook resource mobilization to support Central Corridor program, and these partners really have come up with very good support. For example, we have this DRC port development and the cross-border development program that is going to be supported by Trademark East Africa. A budget of around $6.7 million will be made available for that. We are happy that Central Corridor Secretariat, we facilitated the discussions and the conclusion and the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the DRC and Trademark East Africa. We also have NEPAD and ADB who assisted us in feasibility study of a road from the port of Karundu in the DRC going to Bukavu. So we'll be undertaking soon feasibility study of that road, and we hope that if this Karundu port is dredged and rehabilitated, and if this road becomes operational, we will be in a position to bring back more people from the DRC, especially Uvira people and the Bukavu people, to use the Central Corridor. We also have World Bank and the DFID who are assisting us in carrying out the road safety audit along Central Corridor. We also have Trademark East Africa again, who is supporting us in this transport observatory project. This is an intervention that assists us to monitor the performance of the corridor. So those are mainly the partners we are reporting to date, from which we have got financial support. And going forward, we hope that it will be very important for Central Corridor Secretariat to work very hard on resource mobilization. Because if we were to work from our in-house resources, they are not really enough to cover the needs that are expressed by member countries.
TTFA commends the government of Tanzania for officially launching the construction of the SGR, which will significantly improve transport business in the region.
Special salute to His Excellency John Pombe Joseph Magufuli for the SGR project, Standard Gauge Railway project. Because, this project is not only for Tanzania. This project is serving all the region, all Central Corridor region. Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda will be using this railway. That's why we hope that this project will come to the end for the success and the benefits of all the population of this region. For going very quickly with that project, and us and the Central Corridor will have to give our support, the full support, to be sure that project will no longer stop and will go up to the end.
We would also like to thank all our partners, governments and stakeholders from member countries for the continued support. Because of good collaboration, we have witnessed huge improvement in performance.
The key message we have from the Secretariat is twofold. Number one, there is a lot of improvement that are happening at Dar es Salaam port. We wanted to call all these business people who used to be coming here, but who are tempted to go elsewhere, to please come back and witness themselves a lot of efficiency and improvement that are happening at the port of Dar es Salaam, which is the gate of Central Corridor. The second message, we commend Central Corridor member countries, starting with Tanzania, because of the improvement that are being made along the corridor. The recent launch of the construction of the standard gauge railway will reverse the trend. We are going to witness very soon a huge economic transformation, not only in Tanzania, but also in countries that use the port of Dar es Salaam, in DRC, in Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda. So our message is, please business people, come again, come back, you will not be disappointed. We are happy that our working relationships with key actors in Tanzania, the Port of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania Port Authority, Tanzania Railways, we are working all hands in hands to make sure that Central Corridor is the route of choice.
We're looking forward to continued cooperation in 2017-2018. Thank you.